Alec Blair, who spent most of his murder trial smiling, will have to wait at least 45 years before he has any chance to get out of prison. Welcome to this episode of Human Wreckage, True Crime Podcast. My name is Thomas. When a person cannot accept when love is over and it is time to move on often can lead to tragedy. This is one such case. Let's get into it. "22-year-old Alec Blair was sentenced to 45 years to life for the stabbing death of his estranged wife, 22-year-old Gabrian Clevenger. Blair stabbed her 14 times, less than a week before her death. Clevenger was denied a protection order by a domestic relations court magistrate. Phil Naumoff, Richland County Common Pleas judge, said he agonized over the sentence. "You could have some life left," the judge said, noting Blair will be 67 when he is first eligible for parole. "I struggled with this for days. This is hard, and I have to put my feelings aside. I must temper my anger with what is just. I gave you what I feel is the just sentence in this matter based on the law." The emotion-packed hearing lasted more than 2 hours, mainly because of the testimony of Dr. Robert Stinson, a forensic psychologist who spent 3 hours examining Blair. Blair, flanked by 2 sheriff's deputies, did not enter the courtroom until just before the hearing began. Along with aggravated murder, Blair pleaded guilty to 3 counts of murder, 4 counts of kidnapping, 2 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of abduction, and single counts of tampering with evidence and gross abuse of a corpse. The first sign something was wrong was when a friend of Clevenger became concerned that she did not show up for work at Bob Evans' restaurant. Authorities have only Blair's word for what happened. He led them to a field on Bowman Street Road, near a cell tower in Jackson Township, where Clevenger's body was found. Blair had lured Clevenger into his vehicle with the promise they would go to the county courthouse about a divorce. The stabbing happened in the driveway of Blair's home in the 900 block of Taylortown Road, east of Shelby. Blair went inside his house to pick up his lunch before work. While inside, he also grabbed a knife. After dumping her body, Blair went to his job. A ping on Clevenger's phone linked it to an area near Blair's place of employment. The gallery in court got to hear from Blair on Friday through a letter read by defense attorney Terry Hitchman. "I asked if he could get through it without turmoil," Hitchman told the court before reading the statement for his client. Blair wrote that he still loves Clevenger and sometimes wishes he could wake up beside her. He called the situation a horrible nightmare. "I wish it wasn't real," he wrote. "I have to deal with this every day for the rest of my life." Blair wrote that he tried to let go of Clevenger, his wife of about 8 months, but could not. "Every little thing reminded me of her, and it drove me crazy," he wrote. Blair acknowledged he deserved to be punished and would accept whatever the judge decided. The defendant also said he deserves to be hated by Clevenger's family and friends, some of whom held signs outside the courthouse. Only one family member gave a victim impact statement. Love Lance, Clevenger's mother, wrote a letter which prosecutor's office victim advocate Janelle Foss read to the court. Lance wrote that she thought the worst day of her life was the day she lost her daughter, but later changed her mind. "The worst day was coming into the courtroom and seeing you," Lance said, noting Blair was safe and well protected. "I now know the definition of hate," Lance wrote. "God has already handed your deed to the devil. You are a monster." Prosecutor Gary Bishop asked Naumoff to consider sentencing Blair to life without parole. "He stabbed her 14 times, Bishop said. "He nearly severed her head from her body and dumped her in a field. This was a simple case of rage brought on by petty jealousy." Bishop said Blair planned the murder, appealing to Clevenger with the promise of dealing with their divorce. "He did this because she moved out," the prosecutor said. "She got tired of his threats and his intimidation and his bullying." Through Dr. Stinson, attorney Hitchman tried to offer mitigating factors for Blair's actions. Stinson said he did not address Blair's criminal responsibility, instead focusing on what contributed to the murder. The doctor said Blair had shown anger management issues, in part because of financial constraints and problems with Clevenger. What happened late in the relationship? He was blindsided by Gabrian's dissatisfaction, Stinson said. At that time, Alec was devastated. His efforts to make things better made things worse. Once they separated, things erupted and went downhill quick. Stinson said Blair's family had a history of depression and anxiety. Blair was going to get counseling around the age of 15, but his mother did not want him put on medication. Prior to the murder, Blair had tried to make an appointment for a mental health assessment. He was not able to schedule one before he killed Clevenger. Stinson listed 3 mitigating factors behind the murder. He said Blair suffered depression and anxiety, pointing out he had carelessly used sleeping pills. The doctor said Blair showed a very low risk of committing more violence and cited his age at the time of the murder. Blair was 21. Stinson said the brain is not fully developed until people are in their mid-20s or even 30s. I don't offer these factors as excuses for his behavior, the doctor said. Hitchman made a sentencing recommendation of 35 years to life. He said Blair has been a model inmate at the county jail and has led a small Bible group. The defense attorney added Blair cooperated with law enforcement and had no prior record. There was a grip on him of anger, of rage, of passion, of disappointment, Hitchman said. Is this the most horrific form of aggravated murder? I'm not going to debate that. Naumoff drew the hearing to a close. Mr. Blair, we were all young once in life, he said, referring to brain development. We all went through turmoil. We handled things differently, I guess. Naumoff credited Blair for showing remorse and pleading guilty as charged instead of dragging the case out. He made the plea without guarantee of a lighter sentence. Still, the judge said he considered life without parole because of the brutality of the murder. Deep inside, I feel like I should give you life without parole, but it wouldn't be the right thing, Naumoff said. In his earlier comments, Blair seemed to accept his fate. I will never, ever forgive myself, and I don't expect anyone else to, he said. Is he evil? Mental health? Results of a broken heart? Maybe just a selfish person who only worries about what they need or feel? We will never know. Thanks again for listening. If you like what we do, please like and subscribe. It means a lot to us. Take care of yourself. Till next time.